Hey guys, Courage the Crane in my video, and it's your retentions day. I guess you talk about who gets released and all that stuff for the IPL. It's still going on apparently the process, so I have a few teams up here. We'll do a few now and then we can do the remaining at a later date. So I preferably wanted to start with the Rajasthan Royals, but right now all we have about the Rajasthan Royals, or at least what I have, is the fact that Smith's gone out, Sangakkara is now their director of cricket. Smith's gone out and Samson's gonna lead. So I was looking at Butler or Stokes, but again, it's English players. They don't prioritize the IPL over international cricket. It's up to them. So we're gonna start with the next best or next worst team in terms of placing, and we go with the Chennai Super Kings. They've released 6 players: Piyush Chawla, Kedar Jadhav, Murli Vijay, Harbhajan Singh, Monu Kumar, and Shane Watson. Now, if you checked out my reactions video, I was pretty clear in the fact that I said that unless I saw some heads rolling, I wouldn't say this was a good team. Okay, after these 6 are gone, and out of those, you can pretty much classify Watson, Harbhajan, Murli Vijay, Kedar Jadhav, and Piyush Chawla. 5 out of the 6. I don't think anybody in the universe knows why they even got a game. Watson at his prime, we've talked about it. Watson's prime is a different guy to the Watson we've seen now. Murli Vijay long past his prime. I mean, what does Murli Vijay need to play for? I think he's won a series in Australia. I think that's his biggest achievement in his career. He's won 2 IPL trophies, 1 Champions League. He's led an IPL team. He's almost got himself 100 in Lords. I think he's achieved whatever he wants in life. So there's zero motivation. And if you look at the 3 guys that have been released, Kedar Jadhav, Kedar and Murli Vijay, both of these guys played with a strike rate at under 100 in the era of T20s. I mean, for that, they should be banned from playing cricket, if you ask me. Banned from playing T20 cricket. But no one's going to listen. So, if you take a look, interestingly, CSK had 15 lakhs when they before they left players, and now they've released 6 people and they've got 22 crores. And I'm asking you, that's a gazillion % increase. We don't need to get into math, but 6 useless players have given you that much. Think about what you could have done if you had spent that money wisely. You won a trophy, so I guess there is nothing to blame. I can't blame them, but you could have done better. The biggest talking point about the thing before the retention was, would Raina go and they would get 11 crores? Apparently, we're stuck on to Raina. Please explain why. I have no clue. Maybe experience, but we've seen how well experience helps you when conditions change and there's no youth in the team. But anyway, looking at this team, I can say, okay, it's a pretty decent team. You've got a good pace attack, which won't help you in Chennai, but you've got a good pace attack. Faf and Gaikwad are still good. Gaikwad's has not had that amount of performances in the Syed Mushtaq Ali. But we'll see. Raidu and Raina are pretty much the same. They're struggling to hit bat with ball. Raina had a 50 against Tripura, but Tripura, he could send a dolphin and it would score a 50 as well. So we can't really say that. I mean, Tripura is up and coming. We can't say. But anyway, you get the point. So I think you definitely need an off spinner. Now that you don't have Kedar Jadhav or Harbhajan Singh, you need a really good off spinner. At someone like Jalat Saxena or some off spinner you need, because that's there. Raina and Raidu, I'm not sure they'll cut it. Personally, if you ask me, both of them should be bench players, and you should get someone of that who can play spin well caliber. You don't need a slogger as such. If Dhoni and if Jadeja can do what Jadeja does, and of the current Jadeja and starts slogging everything, I think we've got a prime finisher. I think then Dhoni can play at 4, and then you would still need someone who's capable enough to play at 3, not Raina or Raidu. But knowing Dhoni, he'll probably back Raina, Raidu, and himself. I will say it's another year of struggle for CSK fans. You're gonna sit through all that boring thing, but it's Chennai, so 120 is a defendable total. But for that, you need spinners. You've got Karan Sharma. I'm looking down the list. You've got Karan Sharma, Imran Tahir, Sai Kishore, Santner, and Jadeja. Out of those, Santner, Jadeja do the same thing. Sai Kishore does the same thing. Karan Sharma is a leg spinner. Tahir is an international caliber leg spinner. I don't know anything about Tahir. I think the CPL was his good game, but after that, bench warmed in the IPL and he pulled out of the BBL as well. So we don't know if Tahir is still going to be able to cut it at the highest level. So that is something I think they need to. So they need the off spinner. They need someone who can bat in the top order. And that's it for CSK. Otherwise, it looks like a pretty solid team. They should be able to do it, but they need to start saying Dhoni needs to be there. I'm not saying Dhoni needs to go out, but I think they need to start looking at a future captain. Jagdeesan needs to get a game, and he's in the form of his life. I think Jagdeesan could play 3. In which case, then you would just need a proven finisher who's not Dhoni, because you've got Jadeja, maybe someone else who can bat 5. But otherwise, this looks a pretty solid team for me. But I'm still saying that you need someone in the top 3, 4, 5 position. You need someone. So we move on to the next team. We're going on. I have the Kolkata Knight Riders up here. So with the Kolkata Knight Riders, there was some speculation. I heard that Dinesh Karthik was gonna go. I don't know where that actually stemmed from, but no, I mean, looking at last year, you could say that, but with the form he's in now, I always say this about Dinesh Karthik. He's someone who's very momentum based. You give him a tournament right before the IPL, he will make sure he does whatever he needs to so that he comes into form in the IPL. That's something that's extremely unique about Dinesh Karthik. So they've held on to him. I think Morgan's still going to captain, but if you're going to play in Eden, I'm going to reiterate my point again. Morgan, if we're going to be playing in India, I don't know how much he can cut it out. They've released Banton. I didn't really see the point. I think they were just pressurized into picking someone because they lost out on Lin. I think they just wanted someone of that name and they went for Banton. Banton's not proven himself. I talked about it in the KKR squad review as well. We don't know if he can play spin, and he's clearly showed that he can't. He's like Dom Sibley. The only shot at least Dom Sibley knows how to play a defense against the spinner. Banton knows only to play the reverse sweep. I don't think he knows anything else. So look, he's a youngster. He's going to develop his game maybe, and then he's pulled out of a lot of leagues actually, sensing bio bubble fatigue and all that. So I think maybe that played a role, and maybe we are yet to see the true Banton. But look, I've seen the NatWest T20 Plus, or whatever they call them. They call it Vitality T20 Plus. He was good there for a average Somerset team. So maybe he can cut it, but right now I don't think so. Chris Green, again, there was hype around Green, and if you're just going to give him one game and one over and then decide he's not good enough for you, I don't see the point. I was talking about how if you're going to play in Eden, you do not have. Now I think their only spinner looking down the list is Kuldeep Yadav, Sohail Narayan. They've got 2 spinners if they're going to play in Eden. Yes, Eden's not the old Eden's going to turn square, but you still require, I mean, out of the 8 stadiums, Chennai, Chandigarh, which is Mohali. Is it called Chandigarh? Whatever. That Punjab home ground, Mohali it's called. Hyderabad and then Jaipur. These 4, which is Rajasthan's home ground. 3 out of the 4 are slow surfaces. You will need spinners. And right now, and they've let go of Varun Chakravarti is there. Sorry. So that's 3 spinners. Varun Chakravarti is good. We don't know if he's going to suffer from second season syndrome where people have figured him out and he needs to put in more work, or he's going to get figured out, but hopefully not. I don't want him to. He's gone through enough. They've released Siddesh Lad, who I felt could have got a look in when Karthik was struggling, when Karthik was struggling, Tripathi was struggling, but they haven't given him a game. He's part of this very, very poor Mumbai team now, who are having a lackluster tournament, which is me being generous. They are lackluster being generous. Mumbai have had a shipwreck of a season, to put it mildly. They've let go of Nikhil Naik. So that means, I think, because they have Tim Seifert, I think they're hoping that he can keep. But again, Tim Seifert is like Tom Banton. It's a point that you don't want to take. Tim Seifert played in the CPL. The first few games he was good, and as the pitch started to turn, he was very bad. So don't know about Tim Seifert. They'll go Manimar and Siddharth. I think it was just to please Dinesh Karthik, and now Karthik's not captain. I don't think he has enough strings to hold on to the guy. But Siddharth's not getting game-ins for TN as well this season. There's no TNPL. I think he's short of match cricket, so they don't want to pick him. You're not going to get money for it. Finally, they let go of Harry Gurney. He was good. 2019 he was good. He didn't get a play last season, but why you dropped him? If you're gonna drop a spinner, then hold on to Gurney, because Gurney's got those good slower balls. People still haven't figured him out. If you ask me, he still is able to hold his own, but maybe short of match practice is what they're looking at. Looking at this team, they need a proven opener. I don't think that Gill is there. They need someone to accompany Gill. If it's going to be Tripathi, it's going to be Tripathi. I don't know why they've held on to Cummins. Cummins wasn't great. I mean, he had a decent season, but maybe he'll have the inverse of a second season syndrome and have a very good second season. We don't know. They need spinners. They definitely need spinners. And if anything, they need to make sure that they have a... What do I say? They need to make sure that they're playing people in the right positions. You're not playing Karthik at 4 and Morgan at 6. That is error number 1. I think last season, 2020 was a good, decent... Because with a poor squad, they managed to come 5th and lost out on that very small margin of players. So I'm just saying, you just need minor tweaks in that team. And looking down at it, there isn't a whole lot. They've got Indian pacers, Warrior, Prasid Krishna, Mavi and Nagarkoti, who all 4 of them are good. Not that you'd ever need it when you have Cummins, Ferguson, Ali Khan as well. Like Ali Khan's, we don't know about Ali Khan, but anyway, you need someone. Basically, there isn't impact players to fire. I think apart from you need Karthik, Russell, and Morgan. Gill is okay. Gill. I think you gotta give responsibility to Gill now. It's his 3rd season. He's got starting responsibility. So these 4, if they fire, I think they'll be good. right now the only problem is Narine and Chakravarti are their only two spinners. So Kuldeep, I'm not considering a spinner for the time being. I'm not. He needs to show that he can actually perform. I don't know why they've even retained Kuldeep, but I think he is that X factor, so you can hold on to him. But he needs to be either he needs to be backed or he needs to be given game time. Something needs to happen. But they do need to go for a spinner, and that means that they're going to be competition with Chennai Super Kings. So this is Chennai and KKR for the time being. We'll take a look at the remaining on the later day. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya.